Qapla!
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail heroic. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
You come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. Here to make war, we surrender. False good, important news are new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework factory. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. That means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before, or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Esri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Birdo Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello, world! It's Birdo Prey 5 Qapla, and welcome to Bed Life for Friday, August 12th, 2022. My apologies on the audio. I updated Windows, I updated my microphone software, and somewhere between the two, it fucked up all the audio settings. And I should have been prepared for this. Since everywhere else I had to update the microphone, I thought maybe my update I did before updated it for everything, but no, it did not. So sorry about that, but now we've got that behind us. I guess I came in a little loud. Good. You can hear me now. Good. Number 1 was first in the chat. This is Birdo Prey 5. Get your ass to Mars, a reference to For All Mankind. The season 3 finale was released today. Mama Prey and I watched it already. We were so looking forward to this episode that we didn't wait. Usually we wait until we get busy and we watch it while we do something, but we decided, F it, let's just watch it now, because didn't want to wait. And we're happy we did. But I'll tell you, season 3 finale, while it closes some some lines. A whole slew of others are opened because there is going to be a season 4. It's been greenlit. So we will have a 4th season of For All Mankind, the original Ronald D. Moore alternate sci-fi history series that takes place where the Russians beat us to the moon, but after that, life continues more or less as normal, just with all the changes that come with that happening. Different presidents get elected, different technology gets developed. NASA takes a whole different approach to things. The civilian space race starts sooner, and all different types of, things change from that little change of the Russians landing first. And it is a great series, and everybody should be watching it. Hakeem says, I read the phonograph wrong. I thought it was an entirely different stream. Anyways, hello, Bird and chat. No, today we celebrate the invention of the phonograph, invented today on this day by what's his face? Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison. Actually, he did invent the phonograph. It was not one of the many inventions that he just put his name on. This is something he actually did invent. The phonograph, the first, what we might call record player, the first device ever in human history, the first device in human history capable of capturing verbal communication and playing it back on demand. Thomas Edison, the phonograph, truly the great, great, great grandfather of the YouTube video. We all owe that thanks that we have YouTube and videos and internet to the phonograph, as all forms of cameras and recording devices really owe their start back to the phonograph. Never before in history were we able to record something and play it back later until the phonograph. I mean, okay, we had photography, but those were one still frame images. I guess you put a bunch of frames together, you've got some semblance of a movie, but audio was a whole different story. Richie Poole says 3 Vach on Mars. I don't know about that. Dan Ben says hi, welcome. Dan. Mike Richards says greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings, Mike Richards. Mike Richards says Mars ain't the kind of place to raise your kids in song. That is also true. You don't want to be raising kids on Mars. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, hey everyone, can only lurk for a while. No problem, Gorilla. Thank you for coming. Mike Richards says, hey to you. Yvette says, good evening, Bird and everyone. Good evening, Yvette. Dave G. Sound says, Qapla, Karoga. Qapla, Dave G. LDG says, howdy, howdy, LDG. Dr. Alex says, Qapla, Bird of Prey. I made it for the start. Thank you so much, Dr. Alex. The Random Menace says, greetings from the future. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you, Random Menace. Happy to have watched the For All Mankind finale, but now it's going to be probably 10 months at least until we see season 4. So that's a little sad. Rock Solid Productions is in the house. Welcome, Rock Solid. Sir Spade Sam 7 says no audio. Number 1 says sound. And Rock Solid says he's deaf. Sorry, Mike Richards laughed. Yvette says she's deaf. Rock Solid, blah, blah, blahs. Dr. Alex asked if I was just very quiet. Deej laughed. Welcome, Deej. Dr. Alex says, even silent, I think he is swearing. I was swearing up a storm. I knew, at least I knew enough to check if the audio was coming out. Words and Pictures is Qapla Vertebrae. Good to see you and hopefully hear you soon. Thank you, Words and Pictures. Then Dr. Alex says, yay. Yvette says, you're muted. Are you muted? Sir Spade says, now it's working. Number one says, finally. Dr. Alex says, we hear you. Deej Odyssey says, first time seeing a colored silent movie. Hello. Yvette says, yes, can hear you now. Thank you. Sir Spade Sam says, okay, gotta go. Bye. Just wanted to leave a like and stop by. Thank you, Sir Spade Sam. I appreciate it. Hope one day you can hang out with us. The Random Menace is Birth of the Phonograph, more like Death of Sound. Dave G says, what's that, Sonny? Where's your mommy? Well, I don't know. Dr. Alex laughs. Rock Solid says, hashtag Dear Bop or we riot and unsubscribe. Well, if you were just going to riot, I'd say have at it. But if you're going to unsub, then I guess we'll get to the Dear Bops sooner than later. Dr. Alex is a reference to turtle recoil, surely. I don't know what that is. Turtle recoil? I think that's something that happens when you do something unspeakable to a turtle. Yvette says, hey to Joseph. Deej says, hashtag Cubs win Field of Dreams. Mike Richards says, greetings to Deej, who says, hi back. Thomas Bott says, does Berto Prey not sleep all the time in that timeline? No, in the I don't know what happens to me in the alternate timeline, Thomas. But the Twin Towers are still standing. That's all I have to say in that timeline. Yvette says, hey again to Deej. Yvette says, I'm enjoying For All Mankind. Yes, guys, LDG has been playing it in his backstage. They got through all of season 1. They started season 2 now. Everybody who's been watching it has seemed to like it, some more than others, but I haven't heard anybody who said they didn't like it. Josh Street says, I'm shocked, Berto Prey, you haven't took credit for it. For All Mankind? I mean, for the phonograph? Well, let's face it, it was created before I was born. Not maybe before Salty was born, but I didn't exist when the phonograph was patented. Dr. Alex is something Edison actually invented that truly is newsworthy. Josh Street says, I like What Ifs, but For All Mankind, I can't get into that show. There we go. There's somebody who finally said they can't get into it. I don't know, Josh Street. I got into it. I enjoyed it. But I guess, it's not for everybody. Deej says, Josh Street, he'll claim he was Kurogen. Oh, Edison was Kurogen, but then again, so was Tesla. So it was kind of an inside battle between the two of them. Yvette says, my grandma's one had a tobe wound up. We call them gramophones. Yes, I think a gramophone was a different, more specific phonograph. Josh Reed says, Deej, I wouldn't put it past Bird doing that. Thomas Bott says, Berto Prey, what about Edison's invention of the electric hammer and the extra folding legs on a chair so you don't fall over? The electric hammer was a surprising invention, considering how compact it was. But those legs on a chair, those are just genius. Genius. Much better than hamburger earmuffs. Yvette says, love the extra legs on a chair. A brilliant idea. Number one says, do you agree with my nitpicking of the season finale of For All Mankind? I didn't watch your. I mean, I was at your video this morning, but I muted it because I didn't want to hear any spoilers. LDG told me about it, but he neglected to say it was a spoiler. He neglected to give me the title. He just said, number one's talking about For All Mankind. So I clicked on the link. And then once I clicked on the link and I saw the title where it said whatever spoilers, I immediately muted the video and said, I didn't mean to come here. I really didn't want to hear any spoilers. So I stayed on the page and I gave it a like, but I honestly didn't watch it yet because I didn't want to hear spoilers. And I only finished watching the episode maybe about 40 minutes before I came on. And these last time I was setting everything up and I was in LDG's backstage. So I did not yet get a chance to listen, number one. I will try to listen sometime later today. And a heads up to anybody, number one has been talking about For All Mankind. And I would suggest you go to his page and listen to his latest video of For All Mankind. But it is spoiler ridden. So if you haven't seen season 3 final episode yet, I would suggest you see it first before you watch number one's video. Dr. Alex says, I recently discovered a fun what if movie, K20. Check it out if you can find it. Mike Richards says, hamburger earmuffs, question mark. Yeah, it's a Simpsons joke. In The Simpsons, on an episode where Homer became an inventor and the scientist guy was explaining to Homer what you could invent, that you could, there's 2 ways to do an invention: invent something new or find a new use for something that's already invented. So Homer said, hamburger earmuffs. And, he said that to Homer that he was crazy. But of course, as soon as Homer walked out, he pulled out his own pair of hamburger earmuffs. And he said that we've got nothing to fear. It'll take him years to figure out whatever the burger matrix or something. And it's like he was ready to patent hamburger earmuffs. It was fun. If you watched it, it was funny. Dan Ben says hi again. Welcome back again, Dan Ben. Deej says hamburger earmuffs are better than lasagna butt wipes. You know what? I'm going to have to agree. And Substance D says Qapla, Substance D. And Mike Richards gets an aha because now he knows. Knowing is half the battle, as they say. Let's go check out what's going on the webs. I was looking through Google News and I came up with this article, The Streaming Wars Are Over, which I'm kind of curious about since they don't seem over to me, but we'll see. Also, there's this clickbait, The Orville Season 4, important updates on release date, cast, and storyline. But I clicked on it, I read it, and it's bullshit. There are no updates on a release date for Season 4. They admit they don't even know if there's going to be a Season 4. So just avoid this clickbait at all costs. There is nothing that they're going to tell you that you don't already know. Now, with that, we assume CNN, perhaps being a more reputable source than India Shorts. Maybe this is not scam bait, clickbait, but we'll see how they figure the streaming wars are over. Disney Plus is about to raise prices, so why would they be over? In November 2019, Disney debuted Disney Plus, kicking off the so-called streaming wars and prompting companies across the media world to spend billions of dollars to launch services to take on Netflix. Netflix was seen as their existential threat to the legacy media industry. So following its lead on subscriber growth was the strategy. The only one practically everyone on Wall Street and in media boardrooms cared about, pandemic lockdowns, exuberated the urgency. Now the war to win over subscribers at any cost is over. Disney is hiking prices after losing a ton of money on its various streaming services. Netflix recently jacked up prices and is cracking down on password sharing. Warner Brothers Discovery, CNN's parent company, is scrapping film series left and right and reversing its controversial everything under one streaming roof strategy. All three services are expanding their ad-supported offering. Streaming itself isn't going anywhere. It's the present and future of Hollywood. But the spend now, ask questions later days look to be coming to an end as these services mature and media companies cleave to what makes money. The streaming wars are over because subscriber growth has come to a halt. Michael Matheson, a media analyst at Matheson, told CNN Business, "You're fighting a war in a land that has no more resources in it." Disney announced Thursday that Disney Plus added 14.4 million subscribers in the third quarter, exceeding expectations. The company's other big news was that it would be raising the price of its ad-free service by $3 per month after it cost more than $1 billion in the quarter on streaming. Despite Disney Plus's growth in the third quarter, the company announced it was revising its long-term forecast for the platform. Disney is just one of many streaming providers that revised their strategic plans lately. Let me tell you, they have new prices for Disney Plus, Hulu, Disney Plus with ads and Hulu with ads, or Disney Plus, Hulu without ads plus ESPN with ads, or all three of them, Disney, Hulu, and ESPN with ads. But they don't have separate that's just Disney Plus and Hulu with no ESPN on it at all. I want ad-free Hulu, ad-free Disney, and I don't want a cent of my money going to support ESPN, but they don't do that option. I guess I could get Hulu alone and Disney alone, but I'd be paying just as much or more than I'd be paying to have the combo with ESPN Plus. And, what's the point? I want to save money at that point. I don't want the money going back to ESPN, but there's no option for just Disney and Hulu without getting ESPN for free, which isn't free, of course. It's just not billed that way, and it pisses me off. Netflix's growth has stalled after it lost subscribers in 2 quarters in a row. The stock has fallen roughly 60% so far this year. In a bid to course correct, the platform is now transforming itself from a streaming revolutionary into a new agency legacy media company. Next year is debuting a lower price, ad-supported option, something it said it would never do. And it's clamping down on password sharing, something that previously said helped it grow. Which of these streaming wars officially kicked off in 2019, early 2020? The major services outlined their 5-year goals. Matthew Ball, CEO of Epililion, an investment and advisory firm, and former Amazon Studios executive, told CNN Business, "We're halfway there now, and thus executives must confront whether their targets are achievable or even desirable. And this is leading to many strategy changes, as it should." So streaming is evolving, but the streaming wars phase is coming to an end. What's next? The rumble of the bundle. Natherson believes the next phase of streaming revolution will be one of its consolidation and bundling. Services can get together and form new services or do what Disney is trying to do and bundle the heck out of 2 or 3 services. As we saw in pay TV, bundles work. You have to have your broadband, your phone, and your video with one place that worked for a while. This is why there's no coincidence that even though Disney raised prices across many of its tiers, it didn't touch its premium Disney bundle, which consists of Hulu Plus, Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, and remains $19.99. The move appears to be Disney's way of pushing consumers to sign up for an entire slate of services rather than just one. Oh, speaking of Disney Plus, as of last night, at least, Orville's all seasons of the Orville were finally available on Disney Plus. Last week when I checked, there was a title card holder, but if you actually clicked on it, it didn't go anywhere. It said that the Hulu, that Orville would be coming from Hulu in upcoming months. So they are there now today. I checked, and yeah, if you want to rewatch season 3, or go back and watch or rewatch season 1 or 2 again, you can do it all through Disney Plus as of today for people like me. And now I do see people claiming the final date that all stuff will be available via Disney Plus is scheduled for the end of August. So maybe early September, like September 1st. Well, that's, means they were 2 to 3 weeks early, or they've got to, they have different servers maybe show up in different places. So if yours isn't working right now, it will be working, no fret, in a day or a week from today, or a day or a week from when you have a problem, you should get the final resolution. Warner Brothers Discovery is also going down the consolidation path. The company announced last week the long-awaited merger of its services, HBO Max and Discovery Plus, will debut in US next summer. So the next phase of streaming was streaming wars, but the next phase could be dubbed the rumble of the bundle. As for Ball, he believes big media companies will do what they've always done, operate in multiple different media categories. For years, Hollywood has been primarily focused on streaming video, but now they're shifting elsewhere. More gaming, sometimes blockchain, NFT, experimental exhibits, etc. When streaming transforms into something new, consumers are in for a shock to the system. Streaming trained millions of viewers around the world to expect a lot of ad-free content for an inexpensive price, but the expectation was unsustainable, according to Natherson. Wall Street just paid people for subscribers, and because it paid people for subscribers, companies did not care about the economics, he said. They were willing to do whatever they could to chase subscribers. In other words, throw at any cost strategy never lasts. And now we're at the point where companies in Wall Street are looking at balance sheets and focusing on profitability and revenue as much as scale. And the truth is that even though streaming wars are ending, consumers are paying the price. There's really no place else for any of them to go. Streaming is here to stay. It's the focus of Hollywood and how millions watch TV shows and films. That's not changing, even if the dynamics and strategies of the business behind them are. Video remains the most popular leisure activity in the world. Ball said, streaming may change, but consumers will adapt. They love video too much. I just hear the Borg saying, this is Borg Sphere 4201. You will adapt to service us. Resistance is futile. That's what it is. That's what I hear. Now, I don't know if it's what it says, but it's what I hear. Microsoft sues activation key and token sellers for enabling customers' privacy. I don't care. I don't care. Author Solomon Rushdie attacked on lecture stage. Let's see. Judge deciding on unsealing Mar-a-Lago FBI warrant. Photo discovery of polo virus in New York City sewage indicates it's spreading polio virus. I said polo. I was like, what's this? A new chicken flu? Polio. Polio is on the rise and spreading locally. Great. Well, that's probably what happens. No, never mind. New polio virus detected in New York City wastewater. Sewage samples. It's a new threat that is a threat to children everywhere. Important to vaccinate all children and fully fund a global polio eradication initiative. I find it hard to believe they can eradicate. Thomas Potts says, Bird of Prey, did you notice Trek movies, including the motion pictures director's edition, are leaving Paramount Plus at the end of the month? No, I did not, Thomas. I did not. Captain Fandom Nerd, Qapla, Captain. Hope you're well. Cinnabon Bunny says, I'm waiting for the holodeck wars. Those would be better. Those would be better. Scotty R37 is in the house. Ahoy, Scotty. Water polio. No, not water polo. Water polio. No, there's no horses in either water polo or water polio. Accidents can happen at European nuclear plants too, Russian ex-president says. Uh-oh. Auto. Russia-Ukraine war news. Latest Crimea nuclear power plant updates. It's not yet clear what caused blast at a Crimea air base, but analysts say Russia suffered a significant loss. I didn't even hear about that. New York City landlord faces $50,000 fine for installing massive rooftop swimming pool. The New York Post, you know, this is a bastion of free speech. A rule-breaking Brooklynite installed a full-size swimming pool on the roof of a commercial building, and now the landlord is drowning in potential fines, according to the city. That is the most ghetto-looking pool I have ever seen, only close to this blow-up kiddie pool that they have next to it. Wow, is this pool made of PVC pipe? Oh my God. I'd love to see it full. The gleaming 480 square foot pool in the Williamsburg rooftop was drained by officials Tuesday. The owner of the 3-story brick complex on Flushing Avenue near Thornton Street faces up to $50,000 in fines for 2 code violations. 2 violations of the code. This is outrageous. Photos showed the 4-foot deep above ground pool, which holds roughly 60 tons of water, full before the occupants dip taking dreams were dashed. Look at this. Look at this. I can tell you this is not the even sized pool. It's clearly deeper at this end than at this end. I think we can all agree on that, right? I don't know where the extra stuff went though, because you would think you would dig it down on one side or the other, but I don't see. Maybe it's just my eyes playing tricks on me. The department was alerted by FDNY officials that a structural stability inspection was needed at the apartment due to overloading the roof, according to city documents, which note the 3rd floor building is a kids' daycare center. The building appeared to be abandoned, and the empty Bestway Power Steel Brand Company remained on the roof when the Post visited the rooftop. The green hose was discarded near the roof, and a kid-sized inner tube sat in the drain pool Thursday. A nearby sign for a yeshiva school was posted on the 3rd floor door. It just opened like a month ago. It wasn't the first immediately clear if the building's landlord had installed the pool or if a building occupant decided to make a splash. The DOB was alerted by FDNY officials about a structural stability inspection was needed. The landlord, who could not be reached, of course not, says scheduled to make an Office of Administrative Trials hearings in December for maintenance and occupancy about issue and occupancy variations. Har. Good luck to them. Too bad they no longer have a rooftop pool. A rooftop pool. Those were the days we used to hear from the more senior classmen, like the juniors and the seniors, when we were freshmen back in junior high. We used to be sold the key to the roof, the pool on the roof, and man, did it end badly for everyone who tried to get to that pool. An early edition. New York City is in a severe drought situation. Latest live news. Peloton to raise prices and cut nearly 800 jobs to stem cash crunch. I don't know what a Peloton is. Fed likely to continue with rapid interest rate hikes despite inflation respite. That's not good. Whole Foods CEO, young people don't want to work. Oh my God. Wow. Whole Foods CEO, deeply concerned about socialist takeover. I hear you, Whole Foods CEO guy, but might I suggest that nobody wants to work. You're just pushing on teenagers. He's wondered if conscious capitalism have, wow. Excuse me. No, I can't watch this video. What am I doing? Jesus Christ. I forgot. No. Sorry. Market Rally Games theme. Folding phones, why they're so important to the business. Marvel Spider-Man Remastered. No. Why it's taking so long to encrypt Facebook Messenger? Because nobody wants to do it. Megan Thee Stallone's new album. I don't know. Okay. Nothing of value. Nothing of value here. It's a Friday. The only thing that comes up in the news is stuff they don't want anybody to remember or talk about come Monday. Actor, helmsman, and my brain. Boldly going where no widow has gone before. Okay, I guess that's something I might as well talk about. Mars inside finds little underground water at landing site. Well, let's see. An actor, a helmsman, and my brain. Ortega's Miss Melissa Navia, who plays Lieutenant Erica Ortega's on Star Trek Strange New Worlds, on returning for season 2 after a devastating, unthinkable loss. What is a devastating, unthinkable loss? This is not the story I wanted to tell. I had a story I wanted to tell when I got my big break, when I finally had the world's eyes on me, when people wanted to meet me because a character I played spoke to them. You have to do that kind of thing when you're a working actor. Tell your own stories. Otherwise, a good chance you'll go mad. Auditioning will do that to you. Or another, you'll give up. And so I've never been prepared to do either. I refuse to entertain the thought of settling for anything less than doing what I love for a living. That was the crux of the story, really, that against all odds, you can make it in this business. If you are relentless, you will succeed, says Ortega's. But it's not that story. And although I, before now, ring inconsequential and incomplete, death will do that to you, grief transforms you, losing the love of your life breaks you, and so this is the beginning of a new story, and I'm the one still finding strength to tell, or how I went from not being able to physically leave my couch all 6 months ago to reluctantly leaving the country to film a much anticipated second season of yet to be aired internationally anticipated TV show. No, they didn't say award winning. Emmy award winning, not like Threshold. That's how I went from becoming a widow in an agonizing heartbeat to becoming Erica Ortega's helmsman of the U.S. Enterprise and Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Oh, how they will forever be inexplicably linked. That's not you, Ortega's. That's Simon Pegg. Oh no, that's Brian Bannon, a poet bartender. The first bit I'll keep brief because I refuse to give the spotlight to this point of the story. In December 2011, what some, not me, would call the happiest time of the year. My world shattered. My partner, Brian Bannon, the love of my life, died battling an aggressive and rare form of acute leukemia that blindsided us. His doctors and my family and my old friends who have not stopped by, all stopped by. And what a privilege it was to have him. May they never stop. I'm only getting started.
Assuming that's why it can.
The whole time we were together, Brian made the impossible possible. For Similarly Beloved and I, the right role would to not be part of the Star Trek universe today. The absolute truth is that it would not be part of the Star Trek universe today if it weren't for him. Originally from Ballyshannon, Colorado, Dubriel, Ireland, Brian was originally to be a Ballyshannon co-Dongiel, Ireland. Brian was a musician, songwriter, and singer with a voice that my words cannot do subscribing. And a singer whose words, basically, if it wasn't for them, this person would have gone back to Ireland. They would have had so many babies to ensure his existence in the space race for decades. In truth, it was a beautiful leather escaped prisoner from Bath's mines of wherever they are. And now I had to put it on to suck the red out. First, I had to put it on to suck the blue out. Now I got the red on. Anyway, you suck. You suck. Star Trek sucks. It all sucks. I'm sorry. I thought there was something good here. It appears not. Let's see if anything good came in the last minute. No, I don't see any updates. Okay. And Wesley Crusher. Wesley uses his many-month membership to say something. And Wesley says, oh no, excuse me. YouTube donated. No, that's old. That's old. Wesley's been a member for 23 months and says, hey, look, free membership, super chat, I have returned. That's right, guys. Hang out. You might get a free membership. You never know. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Bird. What do we got? What do we got? I think that's basically it for today. Let's check out the Dear Bops, and if I am looking at this correctly, I have no reason to think I'm not. I'm counting 30 plus Dear Bops. 30 plus Dear Bops, a number easy to beat on Monday because you're freshly asking from being off on the weekend. 30 plus people to rescue and or bring ashore. I am not a happy camper. Dan Van says, I really don't listen to any Star Wars podcast except the ones with actors who plays Tom Paris and Harry Kim. Well, I tell you, if you don't watch Star Wars 1 to 9, you're probably going to get similar treatment going through the beard to the main room. Darth Maul says, of you, MR, Mister, I'm going to watch way too many videos. Can it even be gifted? Women jumping on trampoline. You could gift women and just say stipulation is you've got to, you know, jump on this as of, I don't know, 5 minutes ago. But yeah, you can do it if you're interested. We'll see. We'll see. Forza jerseys in the house. Qapla. Forza jersey. Dan Bannon says, I can't go to cinemas. Don't get movie screenings. I can't go to cinemas either, Dan. Actually, on my Sky Q box, a gift from being a member, it's a long time user gave me Lego Batman for a movie for free. It's been a long time, Dan. But have you ever considered that you were moving on up to the west side? Finally got a piece of the pie. Fish don't fry in the kitchen. Something don't burn on the grill. It took a whole lot of trying, but you're finally up that hill. Moving on up to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. I hate deluxe apartments in the sky. I hate deluxe apartments on the ground. In fact, I don't like apartments, but they're better than a house, I'll be honest. At least a deluxe apartment of mine I had, I could keep it clean, just me. Now, a whole house, and obviously, for obvious reasons, there's constantly stuff being moved around, constantly stuff being added to it, and it's just so much more stuff has to be moved, even on a good day, compared to the apartment. It's sad. It's sad. Wesley says, greetings, birds, turds, and salty nerds. Greetings, Wesley. What else we got here? Forza Jersey says, did I miss kissing Dax? No kissing Dax today. Nobody's won it. Sorry. Scotty recognizes the Jeffersons. Indeed, the Jeffersons, a great spin-off from All in the Family, which had a number of spin-offs of itself, including the Jeffersons. Also including, I believe at the time, Peanuts, the first rocked in space, I guess. I don't know. Scotty says, especially if you get one of those awesome roof pools. He was harmonizing with you on my own. Thank you. Potato Revan puts in a link and says, hey, I'm live today at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard. So that's 3 hours from now. P.S. I'm talking about the rise of anime in the West and influence of Japanese culture. Deej Odyssey says, All in the Family had 7 spin-offs. Well, you had, I believe they did their own All in the Family called, what was it, Archie's Place or something? They did the Jeffersons.
Scanning.
That's
Indications
2.
negative at this time.
Captain Fandom Nerd donated $1 super chat. Thank you, Captain. Did you want to comment something with that? I know you can't comment in the chat, but put an at Wordle 5 and I'll be sure to read it. If you're interested, up to you. Happy Days. Happy Days was a spinoff of All in the Family? I don't know. What do you think, Mama Frey? Was Happy Days a spinoff of All in the Family?
I don't think so.
Mama Frey doesn't think so, but I don't know. I think I heard that before. Daniel's Hot Topics, Qapla Daniel, says, what's up? We were talking about For All Mankind, a show far superior to any Star Trek show I watched in the last 5 years. Daniel's Hot Topic remembers Archie's place. And he said, Edith died shortly before the spinoff, Archie's Place. Poor Edith. Yeah. Archie. We could use a man like Herbert Hoover again. Didn't need no welfare state. Everybody pulled his weight. Those were the days. You knew who you were then. Girls were girls and men were men. See, the same topics that we think of today have been going on forever. Just we called it different stuff. If All in the Family could be talking about the same things that gets Twitter inflamed today, really, how much has it changed? All that's really changed has been the battlefield and the number of people fighting. But the war was always there, and it was always the same. The borders haven't changed, just the people taking place. Richie says, no, Happy Days, not a spinoff of All in the Family. But Mork and Mindy were a spinoff of Happy Days. Nanu. Those were the days, says Daniel. Hello, young sir. Hello, 47 Yorktown. Deed says, Maud, Gloria, good times, checking in, Jefferson, 704 Hauser, Archie Bunker's place. Scotty says, what about Benson? I used to watch Benson all the time. And Deej says Benson was a spinoff from Soap. Oh. And what about Family Ties? Was that a spinoff from something? Was that a spinoff from Alf? I don't know. Mike Richards says, Deej, you are a fountain of knowledge. He is. Dan Ben says, I heard somewhere once there was a TV show, something American Love and Happy Days. Was it Love American Style? And Happy Days, and that became its own show. And Scotty says, I'm actually a spinoff of MASH. Richie Poole says, I think I'm attempted the Lenny and Squiggly show, a spinoff of Laverne and Shirley, which by extension would make it a spinoff of Happy Days. 1, 2, 3, Happy Days. Right? 4, 5, 6, Happy Days. The record spinning. I don't know. The Happy Days intro reminds me of the Gilligan's Island intro, because you got the record spinning, and the other you got the ship's wheel spinning, and then the wheel stops spinning and the whole ship starts spinning around the wheel, and it's like just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started aboard this seaport, started at the seaport aboard this tiny ship. The mate was a mighty sailor man, the skipper brave and sure. They set sail that day for a 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough. The mighty ship was sunk. If not for the courage of the faithful crew, the minnow would be lost. The minnow would be lost. I forget the rest. And I know I didn't get all the previous words right, but I tell you, I think that was close enough for a show I haven't watched in probably 15 years. Oh, Golden Girls. The Golden Girls. If you threw a party and invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift was from me. And the card attached would say, "Thank you for being a friend." That was the end of it. I maybe the middle. I forget the beginning. But yeah, it was good. Tossed, not sunk. Okay, the ship was tossed, Siege. Bird sings the hits. Car 54, where are you? There's a holdup in the Bronx. Brooklyn's broken out in fights. There's a something in Harlem that's booked up. There's a traffic jam in Harlem that's backed up to Bunker Heights. There's a scout ship short a child. Cruise ships due at Idlewild. Car 54, where are you? Oh, Mr. Ed. A horse is a horse, of course, of course. You ever heard of a talking horse? Well, listen to this. I am Mr. Ed. I know I skipped a big part of it, but I don't have full recollection. I don't know. Golden Girls had spin-offs, Empty Nest, then Nurses, the sequel called Golden Palace. I'm not sure if there's any more connected shows. Interesting. Dan Ben says, I believe Peter and Lois singing on the piano at the beginning of Family Guy is copied from an American show. Yes, that was All in the Family. That's Archie Bunker and Edith. That was the one where we don't need no welfare state. Everybody pulled his weight. Girls were girls and men were men. We could use a man like Herbert Hoover again. I left that out because I don't know what those words mean.
What's a car?
A what?
A car.
It was a car?
Yeah, G.R.O. LaSalle ran great.
Oh, G.R.O. LaSalle ran great. I never understood what those words were. It was just a jumbled mess to me. I just was sounds. I didn't know what she was saying.
I think the car's name is LaSalle.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. There was a car named LaSalle. So, all these shows are connected to each other through the multiverse, says Daniel. That's probably true. And there were 2 different endings to Gilligan's Island, says Deej. First season was, and the rest, second and forward, was the professor and Mary Ann. Well, if Mary Ann wasn't in it, there would be no point in watching, let's face it. Dan Ben says the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air did not have spin-offs, but some of the characters did appear in other shows. Oh, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Do I even remember? Just sit back and hear a story, something like that, of a Fresh Prince. And that's how I became the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I don't remember much of the Fresh Prince song. Daniel says, thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. That's it. That's it, Daniel. and your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party and invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me. And the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for those. It would have annoyed me if I hadn't figured it out. I appreciate it. So I guess I've been sitting on the Dear Bops screen for a while, so we should probably start the Dear Bops. You have any more old-time TV show songs you want me to sing?
Oh,
You can put it in the Dear Bops. Oh, Kissing Dax. Oh, and we've got, it is a, thank you for the Kissing Dax. YouTube bots donated. Oh, they donated it in binary. So I guess we're going to go to our binary and do the translation. And it says, we're never getting to Dear Bop. Ah, yeah, how wrong you were. How wrong you were. We actually got to the Dear Bop, just as you gave the money. But thank you for the Kissing Dax break. Dear Bop, TBBT. What the hell is TBBT? And it's a link to the chucklorre.com. Oh, Chuck Lorre famously putting these white screen title cards at the end of all of his shows, like Big Bang Theory. Ah, that's probably what it is, The Big Bang Theory. Also, a 3.5 Men. Any show Chuck Lorre does, he chucks one of these cards at the end to make him think basically it's like Twitter, but just for Chuck Lorre, and you can't write back to him. So let's see, what did Chuck Lorre say in Productions number 582 and Presidential Cognitive Test. Find the sheep that doesn't belong. Well, I bet people are going to think it's this black sheep, but I think the sheep that doesn't belong is this one to the left, because it's looking directly at the camera. Well, so is this one. Son of a bitch. And when was this? Of course, March 8th, 2018, right in the middle of President Trump's reign as president. It must have made Chuck Lorre feel so smart that he could do his presidential cognitive test. Well, Mr. Lorre, sir, I say you should really do this test to the current president, because I am certain that the current president would have a much harder time passing this joke test than President Trump ever would have. But good luck with that, Chuck Lorre. I don't think it's going to end well for you, sir. Business loans. God damn it, spam. Dear Bob, I just had a 5-minute argument with my mother about window vents. So in my house, above each window is this strip that can be open or closed called a vent. So I live in a house with windows. That's basically what I'm thinking. So from my mother's point of view, she lives in a house with windows that have vents on them. So she's open and closes them. And she tells other people they should have opening and closing them And if you leave them one way, she doesn't think it should be, she will tell you about it. I just don't want to be having an argument about something I don't really think about. I don't like windows because insects and creatures may get through if they're open. So I just think of them as closed. I don't want to have arguments with my mother over something I don't think. First off, I assume you're living in the same house, because if you're in your own house, then, you either have vents or you don't. I don't know a lot of people with vents in every window. I mean, in my house, you can vent the window by bringing down the upper pane of glass, but that's a hell of a security risk. And I don't know where you live, but you might want to argue for security reasons, it's best to keep the vent closed. On the other hand, if it is your mother's house, and if it doesn't bother you that much, then you should probably just let her do what she wants to do. Keep it the way she wants to keep it. I mean, if you've got your own bedroom, then, presumably she's not marching in and forcing open your window vent. Otherwise, I don't really think you should worry about it. It's not a big deal. It's in the scheme of things, a window vent, not a big deal. If you start having insects in the house or creatures in the house, then you've got something to speak up about. But, it's like a screen. A screen filters out 99% of insects, but occasionally one might get through. You never know. It comes with the territory. I would say don't fret it. Don't fret it. Captain Phantom Nerd, thank you again for your earlier super chat. I think I read it off. I don't think I missed it, but just in case. Just in case. Let's see. Deej said I did tweet you. Oh, to Captain Phantom Nerd. Deej says it's been a long road getting from there to here. Yeah, I don't think that counts as a classic TV. Dan Ben says I saw those on Big Bang Theory. Oh yes, and Young Sheldon. Yeah. Young Sheldon, has that started again yet? I don't think so. Dan Ben, I don't like the phrase, mothers are always right. Not always, but it depends on the mother. Mama Frey is always right. Pretty often. Dan Ben, I think there is a scientific statistic about how many insects are watching a person as they sleep. Millions, billions. It depends what you consider an insect. Those little dust mites, if you consider them insects, you could have thousands or millions watching you. To be honest, if they just watch, I'm okay with that. They just have to be out of sight. Dear Bob, I live in a house that came with a garden. I don't really care about the garden, so I leave it. My mother comes over and goes in the garden and takes care of it. I could care less about the garden. It's got a little patio, and the rest of the garden has flowers growing. There's no grass. Now you know what I think about my garden. Thank you for listening. You're welcome. If this is the same person as the previous Dear Bop, it seems like maybe the issue is between you and your mom and not your mom and your garden. But you didn't ask about that, so you didn't ask anything. So you're welcome. I'm here to listen. Dear Bop, when you listen to music on the radio or however you listen Do you think it should have the swear words edited out? No, I don't. I think that the music is a piece of art, and if you're going to show a piece of art, you show it unedited. Now, if you don't want to show it, if you don't want to display it, to broadcast it because of the words it uses, then that's fine. That's, that the artists who make songs with those words, they're the ones. They can either change the words before they release the song or not. If they don't want to, then they, maybe they'll get played less. But maybe the ones who do it will have better output. I'm all for letting the market figure that out. I wouldn't go back and edit a song. On the other hand, there are some songs, let's say of the rap/hip hop variety, that have a certain word in them that as a white person, I can't say that word. I certainly can't sing it in public because of this problematic word that was put in the lyrics. So, as much as I'm for freedom of speech, the reality is that society doesn't hold my values as to the freedom of speech being absolute. And so, because of that, I myself, rather hypocritically, but in order to sing along, have in fact changed the lyrics from the word that I can't say to a word that sounds similar, the same number of syllables, but is more friendly for radio and advertising. So I admit I've done it. I don't like doing it, but I would like the alternative probably even worse. So that said, I don't listen to the radio for music. All my music comes from my own custom MP3 files that I've been listening to for 20 plus years, ever since I downloaded the bulk of them during the original Napster fad, the original Napster fad, back in the 90s, the late 90s and early aughts. Dear Bob, I'm a guy who has to buy jewelry for his girlfriend. Can you ask Mama Pray what jewelry is most important to a girl? I can ask. I bet she's going to say, if it's the right girl, she doesn't need jewelry. Did you hear the question?
I heard the question.
Okay.
He said girlfriend,
I have, for his girlfriend,
not a fiance.
not a fiance.
So it's not an engagement.
So it's not an engagement ring.
I would say either other rings
Other rings
or
nice
nice
necklaces, pendant. Mama Frey says either a different ring that's not. I would steer clear from rings because it's very hard to give a girlfriend a ring and she not think it's the ring. Okay. In fact, I had this discussion with a friend of mine back in college who was getting jewelry for his girlfriend, and he came to the realization that as much as he wanted to get her a really nice ring, there was absolutely no way he could give her a ring without her thinking it was the ring, and then it turning into making her more sad in the end than she would have been. So he ended up with a necklace for her, and it went well, at least until they broke up. But yeah, a necklace is probably the next best thing from the ring. Now, if you think it's time for the ring, then by all means go for it, because the sooner you figure that out, the better for everyone. Hakeem wants to hear birds sing gangster rap.
Bad.
Mama Prey says she's going out. You want to hear my rendition of F the Police?
I don't want to hear anyone's word.
Mama Prey says she doesn't want to hear anyone's rendition of. Yeah, okay. Not today. Not today. Maybe later. I don't know.
Who's no classes?
Okay, we got double. Same question twice in a row. Dear Bop, what do you think of double stuffed food? What do you mean, like double stuffed Oreos? I'm happy. I prefer, I think, my favorite Oreo is golden Oreos. That's with a vanilla cookie and vanilla frosting. Double stuffed is good too. I could go either way. But I don't know what you mean double stuffed food. Like what other food can they double stuff? I'm not familiar. I guess I'm just not familiar with what foods can be double stuffed. Dear Bob, vanilla cheesecake / New York cheesecake, what's the difference? I was in a supermarket recently and had vanilla cheesecake, and they also had New York cheesecake, both by the supermarket brand, and they both had the same description. That's a great question. I really don't know what the difference between New York cheesecake and regular vanilla cheesecake is. I would argue New York cheesecake might have a slightly different recipe, like it might be perhaps a thicker cake or a more, I don't want to say tasteful, maybe a sweeter cake. They're probably, by New York cheesecake, they're probably trying to copy the famous cheesecake place in New York. I forget the name of it. Junior's has a very famous cheesecake recipe, or a very famous cheesecake. And my guess is a New York cheesecake is kind of a copy of a cheesecake from Junior's. It's basically whatever flavor you prefer. You should try it. Differences in the price, says Deej. That's possible. New York cheesecake is one of the 7 of 9 eats. And number 1 says, breaking news, Birdo Prey 5, quote, I could go either way. Deej says he likes golden Oreos because it reminds him of Golden Girls. Har, har, har. The damn band says, is the saying, diamonds are a girl's best friend? Bird sings Gangster Paradise by Coolio. Man, there was one song I used to sing. Oh man, it was a hard one. Not a hard one, but it was not for let's just say I don't think I'd sing it anymore. Dear Bob, how many patties do you think should be in one of those beef burgers that contains more than one? What's the limit? Honestly, I don't see going more than 2. If it takes more than 2 patties, then the patty should be thicker. I think 2 patties is the most patties. Mama Frey, do you know the difference between cheesecake and New York cheesecake? Like regular, there's a well, they say there's an advertisement for regular vanilla cheesecake and then the same brand as New York cheesecake, but it has the same description as vanilla cheesecake. Mama Frey doesn't know, is not aware of any difference.
In my experience, is when they say New York cheesecake, it seems to be like a bit denser,
A denser, okay.
but
So Mama Frey
not
says
sure that
she's not sure if it's accurate or if it's actual,
it
but
seems
in
like
her
a-
experience, a New York cheesecake is a bit denser. I thought that maybe it was closer to a Junior's cheesecake.
Yeah, Junior's is a denser cheesecake.
Okay, so Junior's is a denser cheesecake. Now we know. Dear Bob, how will I know? How will I know? How will I know? I will fall in love whenever we meet. I'm asking you what you know about these things. How will I know if he's thinking of me? I try to phone, but I'm too shy. Can't speak. If he loves me not. If he loves me, oh, if he loves me not. Hey, if he loves me not. Oh, how will I know? How will I know? How will I know? Hey, how will I know? Can you answer these questions? Yes, you take a flower, you do petal by petal. He loves me not. And whatever is the last petal you pull off, that's the answer. It works 100% of the time. If you don't have a flower or you don't want to destroy a flower, a magic 8-ball works most of the time as well. Flip a coin. What is this? Gambling? Dear Bob, can love be deceiving? Of course it can be. No, love is blind. Love is beautiful. Never deceiving. People can be deceiving. Love isn't. Dear Bob, this one goes out to Berto Prey and Mama Prey. You've got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There will be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You've got to know when to hold 'em, when to hold 'em. You've got to know when to fold 'em, when to fold 'em. You know when to walk away and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You've got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. Thank you. Yes, Mama Prey and me have been playing poker with all of you guys. Really fun. I hope we can continue to play for a long time to come. Dan Ben says it has something to do with the vanilla bean. And Deej says his ears are bleeding. It's okay, Deej. You'll be deaf soon. You won't have to hear me. Another song going out to me and Mama Frey. I have never heard of this song, I don't think, so I have no idea what. No, I'm not singing this. I'm not singing this. F her face? No. No, no. No. Maybe I can make some adjustments on the fly. I want to hold them like they do in Texas. Please fold them. Let them hit me. Can't read my. No, he can't read my poker face. Poker face. F her face. Poker face. I want to roll with him, a hard pair we will. Be a little gambling is fun when you're with me. I love it. Russian roulette is not the same without a gun. And baby, when it's love, if it's not rough, it isn't fun. Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, oh, oh. I'll get him hot. Show him what I got. Oh, 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 oh. But this seems to be sung by a woman, though. Can't read my, no, can't read my poker face. She's got me like nobody. Can't read my no, can't read my poker face. The end. The end. The end came quickly. Dear Bop, this one all no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Homer face. Homer face. I like my Homer face. Yeah, that's what I said. Right there where it should be on the front of my head. Double muzzle overbite, 2 eyes that really bug. Those are the components of my Homerific dough. I'm shaving close trim hairs from my nose. I clean my ears because that's how I hears. I really like my Homer face. Dear Bob, I don't know which way this Google picture is supposed to go. Wow. Well, it's obviously going the correct way because the ships, yes, I should go put it up. The ships, it says USS Ascender. Obviously, they mashed together the Constitution class. Honestly, this isn't the worst. This isn't the worst assigned ship I've ever seen. Certainly better than the USS Discovery. Yeah. I tell you, if this was a Discovery, I'd probably have been okay with it. Interesting. Dear Ba, things on your website page I don't understand. You list these social media, and you explain ones I never heard of them. Locals, Gab, BitChute, Minds, and Parler. What's this button? Joe's Ultimate Off-Topic Forum. Does anyone actually buy the hat you advertise? Some people have. I mean, not a lot. I mean, but mostly that link is there for me in case I ever need to buy another hat. I want to know where I always know I can go to my website and click the link and get the hat again. The Joe's Ultimate Off-Topic Forum, that is the web forum I created in 2008 and still run to this day. It's just another way of people, if they wanted to hang out, without talking, without video, forums were the way to do that. Now, there's already a bunch of people there who really don't know much about my YouTube career or whatever you want to call it, but they know of it. So if you guys wanted to go, it's just another place to learn about Bird of Prey 5 and hang out. As for those other social media sites, Locals, Gabs, BitChute, Minds, and Parler, Gab is like Twitter, except actually free speech. So I suggest you use it, but be aware you'll probably see something that offends you. So if you're offended easily, then don't go there. if you're a big boy or girl and not cry over mean words, then by all means, join Gap. BitChute, it's like a backup channel for a lot of my YouTube videos. It's just, it's good to have a place. God forbid YouTube erased me off the platform. You could still find a number of my videos, especially my uploaded videos, at BitChute. Same with Minds to a point, although I really stopped uploading to Minds. And Parler. Actually, after Parler went down, I don't even think I ever signed back up for Parler. I should probably remove Parler from that list. There are just other social media sites. You don't have to subscribe. Dear Bob, any advice for someone that's now in their mid-30s? Well, I would say if you're not married, you should really, if you've got a prospect, you should get serious about it. You want to get married as soon as possible. If you're going to have kids, if you don't have kids yet, you're going to want to do that as soon as possible. To be honest, you're already a bit behind the ideal time. I personally wish I had gotten more serious about those things sooner. Everybody was advising me, oh, you're young, take your time. And they were wrong. They were all wrong. I was busy building a career, buying a house, but you know what? You wait too long and it's an opportunity you don't get back. So I used to laugh in a way at people who had kids in their early 20s. And no, in hindsight, that was the right way to do it. Man, you should have your kids you should start having your kids in your 20s and be done by your 30s, if possible. Otherwise, get as quick a start on it as you can. Hopefully, you have a solid career and source of income. But you know what? If you don't, you're still gonna better off have your kids because you're not going to get back to them later. As much as you might want to, you can't be sure.
And think of your parents.
Think of your parents.
Because
how old were they?
No.
Pray.
Because 70 years old to become a grandma.
70 years old to become a
Actually, I was 68.
grandmother for the first
I was
time.
68.
Mama Pray was 68.
He can't. I enjoy him. I love
She
him.
enjoys Nephew O'Prey, but she can't take care of him the way she'd like to. Had she been 10 years younger, she'd be able to take care of him for a lot more. She'd be able to be a lot more independent with him than she can be now. Yeah, that's my advice. If there's something more specific, I could get more specific, but general advice, start your family if you want a family. Captain MKG says 35, no kids, won't marry unless it's for money. Well, if that's fine if that's what you really believe. Just don't change your mind in 10 years, or if you do, it's too late. Deed says I'm way behind the time. Deed says 51 and no kids. Right, Deed, no kids. The court doesn't buy that. Dear Bob, making a lot more beef burgers at home. Where does the lettuce in the bun under the beef burger or above. I've seen it both ways in life. Also, a chicken burger, where does the mayonnaise and lettuce go? Okay, the lettuce goes on top, the top of the beef bun. And a chicken burger, where does the mayonnaise and lettuce go? You shouldn't be making a chicken burger, period. So you don't have to worry about mayonnaise or lettuce either. But that would go on top too, if for some reason, like somebody came into your house, pointed a gun at you, and demanded you cook a chicken burger, else they would kill you and your family. But only under that circumstance should you be consuming a chicken burger. Dear Bop, for all mankind season finale, wow, just wow. And this is season 1 finale. This is the best sci-fi out there currently. So much better than the trash known as New Track or the Orville's Dick and Fart jokes. I'm not going to disagree. It's certainly better than New Track. The Orville seasons 1 and 2 were pretty good, but I would say it's probably better than season 3 of the Orville. Yeah. And again, I know this comment was from LDG. So he's meaning season 1. Season 1 of For All Mankind was the strongest season not by far, but the strongest season. Season 2 is still a very good season, but not a perfect season. Season 1 of For All Mankind is a 10 out of 10. Season 2, like an 8.5. And season 3 is like a 9 out of 10. Season 3, season finale just aired today. So I can speak with authority on the 3rd season. And the 4th season is in the works. Yes, we'll be back for a 4th season. Dear Bob, can you help me understand what this word means by explaining it? This contains swear words. If you don't have to read this, you can skip to the next Dear Bob if you want. Motherfucker. I just don't understand the context or how to use it. You would tell somebody you don't like, you're a stupid motherfucker. It doesn't mean that they effed your mother. I take it just means they're the type of person who would F the mother of a good friend, which is a very bad person. You don't do that to your friends, right? You don't have sex with your friends' mothers. It's just a sign of respect. Okay, it crosses too many lines. Speaking of motherfucker, For All Mankind, there are some motherfuckers in that show. No spoilers, but yeah. You don't F your mother's friend. You don't F you don't F the friend of your mother. No. Your friend's mother. Just yeah. There's no real secret to losing it. Anyone you don't like, you can call him an MFer. Deed says he's effed a few mothers in his day. Most of the women he dates has kids. Yeah, but as long as they're not your friend's mom, it's okay. Dan Ben says the American Pie films. Yeah, if you watch the original American Pie, there's a good explanation of it in the original American Pie. And I did F a friend's mother, lol, says Deej. So Deej is a motherfucker. I'm not surprised. We always knew he was demented pink bunny. Now he's also a motherfucker. Dear Bob, what is the one thing you would miss if it never rained again? I guess I'd miss the rain. I mean, I wouldn't miss the rainbow. Best rainbows are fake anyway. Maybe being I don't go out much these days, assuming we had water and it wouldn't kill all life on Earth. I would miss life on Earth if this was legit. Rain stopped, the Earth became a giant desert. I would miss the Earth. But assuming life goes on just without the rain, I would miss the rain. I would miss the cool down after a hot summer's day. But I'll be honest, lately, even the afternoon thunderstorms, it doesn't cool shit. It's hot before the storm, it's hot during the storm, it's hot after the storm. Dear Bob, I wanted to make a Dear Bob about how I feel that I'm on social media, but can't get through the door, metaphorically speaking, where on the other side it would be many people following, looking, and people responding. Should I quit posting stuff for 11 years if it gets me nowhere? What? I wanted to make a Dear Bob about how I feel that I'm on social media, but can't get through the door, metaphorically speaking, where on the other side it would be many people following and people responding. Should I quit posting stuff for 11 years? It gets me nowhere. I don't understand what you mean. If you're using social media to try to sell something and you're not getting anywhere, you should have given up. Yeah, if you've been doing this for 11 years and you can't sell the item via social media, you should try a different approach. I don't know what that approach is, whether it's buying advertising on Facebook or Google AdWords or something like that. But obviously, whatever it is you're selling isn't something that sells over social media. And I'll be honest, I'm surprised, but I'm happy because, frankly, the first thing I do is delete anything on social media of anyone trying to sell me something. I mute them, I delete them if I can, ban them if I can. I don't go to social media to be sold shit. There's enough advertising elsewhere on the net. But that's just me. Obviously, people still respond to emails saying the Prince of Nigeria is sending them $5 million, but needs them to send $1,000 for whatever fees. And if the day those emails stop getting responses, they'll stop being sent out. If you're still getting those emails, it's because some idiot somewhere still believes them. And I'm not saying what you're selling is a scam. I'm just saying that it's inconceivable to me that anyone could still believe the Crown Prince is calling them directly. But obviously somebody out there does. Deej says start an OnlyFans. Dan Ben says Instagram, I have a lot of followers. It doesn't matter how many times I post a link to Twitter. I'm just not getting any followers. Well, why don't post a link? Post something that people want to see. That's what you need to do. Then that gets followers. Just posting a link to follow me, that's not going to get you followers. Post something cool or something funny, then those followers will come naturally. That's what I suggest. Dear Bob, what is your favorite time of the year? Ooh, the I guess the fall or the spring when it's not too hot, not too cold. And say like October, depending on the year, September, October, November, where it's it warms up to like the mid 60s or high 60s. That's a good day for me. Good day, beautiful day, no rain in the 60s, maybe 70 tops, 75 on a warm day. And you know, that's a good day. Again, nice breezy day, around 69, 70 degrees. Can have the windows open, little crosshair going through the house. That's good. Eastland Burkholder says, selling on social media got me a bad reputation from multi-level marketing, I assume pyramids and multi-level networks killed social media as a trustworthy way to sell stuff. Deed says, I don't get what you think that Dear Bop is about selling. Could be just attempting to make friends or people checking out something else like this. What do you mean?
I didn't catch the selling part.
You didn't catch the selling part?
No.
Dear Bop, I wanted to make a Dear Bop about how I feel that I'm on social media, but can't get through the door metaphorically. Speaking where on the other side would it be many people following, looking, and people responding? Should I quit posting stuff for 11 years if it gets me nowhere? I guess the part about getting through the door, metaphorically speaking, I assume that they were trying to sell something. No.
I thought they were just trying to connect with people.
Well, my thoughts on connecting with people was the same. Post up stuff that you know, if it's Twitter, you can't give your life story on Twitter, but you could do a picture of a pet or whatever you've got going on in your life, a trading card, a collector's something, whatever you got. Post something that you think other people would like seeing, say something about it, and then do it the next thing the next day and the next day or twice a day, and do it for a couple of weeks and see if people don't start, retweeting it. If they don't, then try something else. Dan Ben says the social media wasn't me, but similar to what I experienced. And Deed says, see, Mom agrees with me. Okay. Dear Bob, do you like people over the age of 30 using the word sick when they think something is good or they like it? Do I like people? You're sick. To be honest, I don't care. I don't care. I understand what they mean when they say it, so whatever. To be honest, I prefer the people be over 30 rather than below 30. Dear Bob, I saw a new trailer for this show called New Amsterdam. I don't watch it, but the lady in the trailer looks very familiar, but I couldn't recognize where from, probably because she's older in this program. I know it's probably not a show you watch, but can still wonder who she is. New Amsterdam, the show. To be honest, I think I saw something for that. And I thought it was, and I thought it was intriguing. New Amsterdam. They're saying that there's New Amsterdam was from 2018 and there's 5 seasons. New Amsterdam, NBC.com. A medical director breaks the rules to heal the system at America's oldest public hospital. Oh. Is that the girl? Episode 4. Okay, I'll be honest. A medical drama is not what I'm interested in. Is that Tasha Yar? No. No. I thought that was Denise Crosby, but it's clearly not. Much too young. I don't know who any of these people are. Sorry. Can't help. No idea who they are. Hey, that was Martha Jones, says Deej. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says Master has set Dobby free. Dobby is free. Dan Ben says maybe you should look at the trailer for season 5. Well, you would think they would have put the season 5 trailer, but okay, Dan Ben. New Amsterdam. Season 5 trailer. No, this is not the trailer. Everything we know, what to expect, real life partners, trailer, NBC. God damn it, this isn't the fucking trailer. This is put out by Netflix. What the fuck? This isn't Netflix, this is Nedflix. What the fuck, Netflix? God damn it. They're using the Netflix logo, but look at that. They got me. The motherfuckers got me. Nedflix. What the fuck is Netflix? Oh my God. This is the Good Doctor. There's no trailer. New Amsterdam Shopman. There is no trailer. Well, if anybody has the link to a season 5 trailer, they can post it in. Otherwise, I don't see it. Double check it too. Don't post it in without checking. Please. Thank you. And Nedflix. Motherfuckers. Nedflix. Dear Bop, here is the list of some of the TV shows set in the New York area. Which of these shows do you not like or recommend not watching, as you feel that it shows New York incorrectly. I understand you didn't watch every show. FBI, The Goldbergs, Law and Order, Seinfeld, Mad About You, Friends, NYPD Blue, Caroline in the City, Spin City, Becker, Will and Grace, The King of Queens, Law and Order, SVU, CSI, New York, Everybody Hates Chris, How I Met Your Mother, 30 Rock, Ugly Betty, Gossip Girls, Rules of Engagement, Fringe, Castle, Nurse Jackie, Boardwalk / Impractical Jokers, Two Broke Girls, The Mindy Project, Elementary, Girls, Bewitched, Orange is the New Black. Bewitched was Cocoa Beach, Florida, says Mom. No, that was I Dream of Jeannie. That was I Dream of Jeannie. Apologies. Orange is the New Black, Amy Schumer Show, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Mr. Robot, How I Met Your Father, Agent Carter, and other Marvel shows. I would be really like to include King of Queens and Everyone Loves Raymond. Okay. Well, Seinfeld, I liked. I think it did a pretty good job of showing off New York, except for the fact that everybody's apartments was about 4 times as big as they would really be. Nobody gets apartments those sizes in New York, unless you're talking like, they're millionaires, which Jerry Seinfeld might be, but, Elaine and the rest of them clearly not. I actively did not watch Friends. I didn't watch NYPD Blue, Spin City. What the hell is NYPD Blue? I don't even know. No, we watched Blue Bloods. Blue Bloods, that's not on this list, but Blue Bloods is a show that's set in New York City that you watch. That's decent enough. No, All in the Family's not on the list either. Neither is The Jeffersons. Although those shows predate my birth, I believe. Spin City, was that the old show where Michael J. Fox was like the mayor's assistant or something? I think I saw like 3 episodes of that. That's like saying Night Court. Night Court was another show set in New York, but I don't think they really have Night Court. Everybody Hates Chris. I did watch that. It was set in the fictional Brooklyn Beach, which was supposed to be Howard Beach. I don't know. I guess it seemed like it was okay with how it portrayed New York. How I Met Your Mother. I watched that again. Apartments 10 times too big. But overall, yeah, it was okay with how it portrayed the city. 30 Rock, I watched that. The only thing that was spot on in 30 Rock was about how people in New York City would laugh at people from Philadelphia. Yeah, right. Come back when you're from a real city. We would laugh at people from LA and Philadelphia and Boston. Ugly Betty, never heard of it. Gossip Girls, never watched it. Rules of Engagement, never heard of it. Fringe, I watched more than half of Fringe. Yeah, it took place in New York, but it could have taken place anywhere. It really didn't matter. Castle, never heard of it. Nurse Jackie, I heard of it, but never watched. Boardwalk Impractical Jokers, never heard of it. Two Broke Girls, I actively avoided. It was so terrible. The Mindy Project, never watched. Elementary, never heard. Girls, the HBO series, actually, I did watch the first couple of seasons of that because Sisso Prey was living here at the time and she wanted to watch. Oh my God, that chick who was the star and creator of that show, she was so fucking ugly. Not just physically, but as a person. I I I was rooting against her. Orange is the New Black that takes place in a prison, not really the city. Amy Schumer show. I did watch that back in the day. I'll admit it. I watched the Amy Schumer show. Yeah, I mean it portrayed New York. I don't think they were too far off. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, obviously it's a comedy. So as comedies go, it was good enough. Mr. Robot, yeah, I watched a season of Mr. Robot. Again, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great as to how it portrayed New York. How I Met Your Father, I didn't even know that actually came out. I don't intend to watch. Agent Carter and the other Marvel shows I never watched. King of Queens. Everybody Loves Raymond. I mean, they're comedies. I don't understand. There's none of them I wouldn't recommend because of how they portray New York. There's none of them I would recommend for how they portray New York either. Their ability to portray New York doesn't make a good TV show. It doesn't make it a bad TV show. The fact is, they're good or bad TV shows for all other types of reasons. Where they're set is like one of the least important. Dear Bob, look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. How did our eyes get so red? And what the hell is on Joey's head? And this is where I grew up. I think the present owner fixed it up. I never knew we'd ever went without. The second floor is hard for sneaking out. And this is where I went to school. Most of the time had better things to do. Criminal record says I broke in twice. I must have done it half a dozen times. I wonder if it's too late. Should I go back and try to graduate? Life's better now than it was back then. If I was them, I wouldn't let me in. Oh, whoa, whoa, oh God, every memory of looking out the back door, I had the photo album spread out on my bedroom floor. It's hard to say it. It's time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye. Every memory of walking out the front door. I found the photo of a friend that I was looking for. It's hard to say it. Time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye. Remember the old arcade. Blew every dollar that we ever made. The cops hated us hanging out. They say somebody went and burned it down. We used to listen to the radio. We used to sing along with every song we knew. We said, someday we'd find out just how it feels to sing more than just the steering wheel. Kim's the first girl I kissed. I was so nervous that I nearly missed. She's had a couple of kids since then. I haven't seen her since God knows when. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. This is too long for a Dear Bop. Dear Bop, if I owed you 5 cents and gave you a dime, would you owe me a nickel back? Yes, we'd play Nickelback. Dear Bob, I was going to tell you a joke about the unemployed, but I didn't think it would work. D asks, where is Sex in the City? Another show I never watch. D says the actor from Everybody Hates Chris ended up on The Walking Dead and ended up everyone ate Chris. Qapla Arabic Sonder. Dear Bob, was the opening of your stream an homage to this? Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. No, it was not an homage to that song. Dear Bob, what is your favorite Star Trek The Next Generation movie? And why is it Generations? Just kidding. I'm a fan of Generations because it felt like true Picard. Which is one of your favorite? I guess my favorite next gen movie is got to be First Contact. I know. Dear Bob, forget hamburger earmuffs. Do you not remember the hamburger flip phone? I do not remember the hamburger flip phone, but there it is, a hamburger telephone. I don't know if it counts as a flip phone. Oh, I guess it does. There it is. It flips open to be a flip phone. Dear Bob, I know it's been some time since you have driven, but is this really a thing? Apparently, there's now parking reserved for people who twerk at barbecues. That is a real thing, but of course, it's expected mother parking. Which, if it's an expected mother, why does she have a stroller? It's expected and new mother parking, I guess. I could see how you would think it's twerking. I saw the twerking before I saw the belly bulge. That's a real picture. Dear Bob, no copyrighted content here. I don't know why, but I can't stop watching this. Racing home after you smashed $19.69 worth of Taco Bell. Yeah, I tell you, I eat Taco Bell. I don't have those issues with it. But unfortunate for those who do. I didn't love Insurrection. It was between First Contact and Nemesis. That wasn't handicap parking. They have handicap parking too. Dear Bob, these truly are the days of our lives. Indeed, they are. Like sands through the hourglass. These are the days of our lives. Dear Bob, size comparison. Are you still trying to be bigger than Big Bird? I don't think I ever said that. Dear Bob, suck socks sucking. Suck sock sucking. What the hell does that mean? Suck sock sucking? I don't know. It sounds like you're trying to trick me into saying something. Suck sucking. Oh, now it's suck sock sucking. Now it's suck sucking. Suck sucking. Dear Bob, where is the most beautiful woman in the world? I dreamed more Ciso Prey. Get her back on the show soon, for then I may give her a proper proposal. Make it so, number one. Deej. I only half think this is Deej. Ciso Prey will be here sometime this weekend. Dear Bob, am I number 31? Section 31. I don't know which Dear Bob number you were. Sorry, I wasn't counting. Dear Bob says, hi, Bob. Dear Bob, Happy Days was not a spin-off. Happy Days had 3 spin-offs itself. Laverne and Shirley, Joni Loves Kachi, and Mork and Mindy. Arnold's was based off a place in Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin, called the Milky Way at 5373 North Fort Washington Road. Okay. And Deej says it was him. Well, Deej, this will probably be here Sunday. Sunday. Dear Bob, Anne Hench has died, but she signed up to be an organ donor. There has been word that she had cocaine in her system at the time of the accident. So my question is, would they still donate her organs? If so, would they be making the donor recipient potentially a cocaine addict? Wouldn't that be terrible to do to someone? It would be like watching Groundhog's Day, which, by the way, have you seen? You see, I would have answered that question, but the mention of Groundhog Day invalidates the entire Dear Bob. And the mention of Fang Fang invalidates that one. Dear Bob, why are you lying? You can drop the N-bomb. You choose not to. There's a difference. I never said I couldn't. I said it's problematic. Hi, Joe. Hey, remember me from last year? I'm Callie, and I'm the raw food guy. I'm sorry I haven't checked it in so long, but I was in the hospital as I had to have some organs removed due to a digestive problem. Yeah, I'm sure you think that was raw food, but there's absolutely no connection. But anyway, just wanted to check in and say hello and let you know that I'm now good friends with Jedi Bill, and I hang out with him often, and he is also a raw food kind of guy. We just ate raw chicken breast last night, and it was really tasty. Anyway, let me know when you're having people join your panel again, and I will call in. I miss you guys. Love, Callie. Oh, boy. Dear Bob, I love cheesecake. I also love hair pie. Deej. Dear Bob, hello, Joseph. King Jada Bahanta of Nigeria. Right. The Crown Prince has been told by my fellow royal friends in other African countries that you have always helped out when asked. Well, since you are good friends with King Jada, I have a deal for you that will make you rich. Please send me $1,000 per handling charge, and I will send you 10 Krugerland gold bars worth over $1 million. Today, we just checked the spot price in your market. Please send this $1,000 to my account, and we'll send notice of your gold bars headed to you. Bank of Nigeria. Account holder Gary Katzer. What a shrewd businessman Gary Katzer is. Obviously, that's not you, Deej. It's Gary. Dear Bob, is this the lady at the beginning of the right? Someone who was once in Star Trek. I keep seeing her. The lady on the right. That looks like Denise Crosby. That could be Tasha Yar. She's been in other things. No, okay, that's not. That's not okay. That's not Denise Crosby. But she's been in a lot of things. She's been in a lot of things. I don't believe she's been in Star Trek. the lady on the left. But it said the lady on the right. Oh, the lady on the left, I don't think she's been in Star Trek either. Yeah, beginning on the right. Yeah. A blonde-haired chick, a blonde-haired woman. She's been in a lot of TV shows, but I don't believe she's been in Star Trek. Anyway, I believe we have powered through the Dear Bops. So, is the left lady the actress who plays Ensign Ro Lauren? It didn't appear like that to me. I don't see Ensign Ro up there anywhere. Anyway, with that though, I think we're going to call it an evening. Thank you all for coming and hanging out. Have a great weekend. I don't know about streaming tomorrow. We'll see if I got time. Maybe we'll do some poker. Maybe we'll do poker on LDG's stream. We'll see. Maybe I'll just stream something else. I don't know. But thanks for hanging out. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Anytime.
But wait, there is more. The video might be over, but there's more fun to be had. First, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have clicked that bell icon to get notifications of new videos in your YouTube feed. Share this video on social media to help this channel fight the algorithm that favors big media. Also check out www.birdopray5.com for links to my other channels, various social media accounts, merch store, Dear Bop affiliate links, and all your Birdo Pray 5 needs. At the main Birdo Pray 5 YouTube channel, you can find all sorts of live streams and unlisted videos, YouTube membership options, and a community section with polls and updates on the channel. On the secondary channel, Birdo Pray 5X, you can find overflow content that doesn't always make the main channel. Subscribe to both channels, please. Thanks for watching. Remember, I stream almost every day. This is Birdo Pray 5 saying goodbye, world. Until next time. P.S. Hail Sassy, hail Charlie, and of course, hail Karoga.